At the beginning of the movie, Reed, whose gamer name is Fearless_, is a teen who is a pro at the superhero action-adventure game Planet Master. In the game's second-to-last level of battle, the main character, Captain Darius Lightspeed, reveals that he has 3 kids, Kira, Xander, and Titus, all of whom he brought with him to the battle. Reed decides to drop them off at a daycare before he plays the final level of the game. In the final level, Lightspeed puts an interplanetary communicator on one of the babies so that the daycare workers can call Lightspeed in case of an emergency. Dr. Arcanus, the bad guy in the game and Lightspeed's enemy, steals the babies while they are at daycare and locks them up on his spaceship. He wants to try to steal their superpowers so he can take over Earth. While they were being held captive, the babies made a mistake and used their powers to try to get away. They walked into an escape pod by accident and launched it toward Earth. In actual life, General Jane Blazer Hatch, who is in charge of the U.S. military, sees the plane that has flown into U.S. airspace. Reed's house is where the escape pod crashes. Reed's school friend Melanie comes to his house to help him finish a science project. Melanie and Reed are both shocked to find babies in their house. After arguing about what to do, Reed finally convinces Melanie that the babies came from the game, and they decide to take care of them. Arcanus has found out that the baby is at Reed's house, and the military is trying to figure out what to do. The next morning, Reed finds the interplanetary communicator and gets a call from Lightspeed. Lightspeed says that those are his babies and that he will track their location to get them back. He also says that Arcanus is after them. One of the babies, though, throws down the communication, which breaks it and stops Lightspeed from finding their location. Melanie tells them they need to leave their home to stay safe, and they do. Arcanus comes to the house after they have left and says he will find them. Later, Reed, Melanie, and the babies are taken by the military because they think the babies are dangerous aliens. Arcanus then shows up and beats the military. He then steals the babies and takes them to his ship. Reed steals a motorcycle from the military to drive Arcanus's trail, and Melanie fixes the interplanetary communicator by wiring it to a military handheld transceiver. They are able to contact Lightspeed and tell him where they are and that Drive Arcanus has taken the babies. Then, Reed and Melanie are able to get on Arcanus's ship. When the ship lands in a big city where the military is waiting, Melanie and Reed take the babies with them in an escape pod and leave the ship. When Arcanus lands near the ship in the same city, he changes into a bigger and stronger version of himself. He then sends out his robot air force, which the military is unable to stop. As he gets closer to Melanie and Reed, they learn to control their superpowers and fight back, destroying the robot army and defeating Arcanus by destroying an electric device on his neck that made him bigger. After the battle is over, Lightspeed shows up and is glad to see that the babies have learned how to use their superpowers. He also calls Reed and Melanie heroes. Lightspeed and his kids then went back to the world of the video game.